Okay, what I've done now is I've started scribing the floor in, and I've put one piece in there, one that I can get underneath and paint quite easily. I've got a support there, I don't know whether you can see that, with a little archway to let water drain along the centreboard, and I've scribed and cut the piece for the floor in the cockpit, which will run up and sit on that notch that you can see on the end of the centreboard now. Okay. Yeah, so that's the position where the footrest will be. Well, that will cap off. What I'll do is I'll put the floor down, then I'll pour the foam in under it from this end, and then I'll cap that off with the cockpit floor and your footrest there. And then basically you can glass over the top of the whole lot of that, and if you put 2 or 3 layers of glass on it, you get a very, very solid floor. Not that half of this floor is going to be walked on anyway, so it'll probably have 3 coats of glass down on the back end, and then only 2 up towards the front under the bow, because nobody's going to be up under there very often anyway. So okay, I've scribed the floor panels and glassed them in. I've also run some glass up the sides in the front here. That just needs a little bit of sanding when it's finished before the flow coat goes in to colour it up. I've left this section here open because that's where the footrests go, and as you can see I've flow coated the bottom of the hull on the inside too. That's just to give it a finish seal, because you're never going to see that, but it helps keep the water out of it. In case you've missed anywhere with the glass, the flow coat will probably get it. So what I'm going to do then is because I've left that open, I'm going to drop the front end of the boat down on the ground, leave the rear end up on the horses as it is, and I'm going to pour expanding foam down into that section. And when the expanding foam gets to the top there, I'll stop, and then after it goes off, I'll just trim any excess out, and then I'll put the footboard in there, or the footrest panel in there, and glass it in, and glass it into the floor. As you can see, I've glassed over the floor. I've put 2 good layers on the floor. The front section's only 9mm board because it's up there. There's nobody going to be walking on it. The rear section here is 12mm because that's where the seats are going to be mounted and all that kind of thing, so you get traffic on it. This will all be flow coated after it's got glass right the way down the side on the inside and all around the inside of the transom, and it's all laminated. I'll give you a quick view from the back so you can see how things are going. And I'll also do one from the front. So all the resining on the inside, the glassing and the flow coating will all be done before the deck goes on, because otherwise it's too hard to get in there and do it afterwards. I find it a lot easier to do before you put the deck on, so that's what I'm going to be doing. To give you an update before I do any more, I've got all the floors in. I've foamed under the front floor up here in front of the footrests. I've flow coated all in that area with the black, as you can see. I've foamed under the floor down to the footrests. I've put the footrests in to cap the foam off, and I've also done the battery tray late this afternoon. Okay, here we have it, all coloured up. All the floors finished. The footrests are in place with a water drain between the two for the front floor. I've got all the floor done in here. Battery box, tray, all nicely rounded off and glassed in. and all the inside of the hull nicely waterproof now. So next step will be start on the deck and the splash well at the back.